We're back with Trilogy QualiT Culture today, and we have Ryan Malone who's going to discuss a little bit about choosing laboratories. Ryan, whenever a client wants to send a sample in, what should they pay attention to whenever they want to decide on a laboratory?
Yeah, okay. So that's a really good question, and I actually get contacted multiple times throughout the month for people trying to figure out what do I do and how do I select a laboratory, and is your laboratory a good fit for us? And so with Trilogy, what we're really looking for is to form a partnership and a relationship. So sometimes those people, maybe it's best that they go to another laboratory, and sometimes it's best that they're with us. So what first of all I tell them is you need to really look at and understand the parameter of interest. So is that a parameter? Is it regulated? What is your company going to be doing with that parameter? Are they going to be exporting it, using it for internal use? So once you really understand that parameter and you understand the regulations that are going behind that, then you can really start looking for a laboratory. And so when you're actually looking for a laboratory, there's three parameters that I like to explain to people that are the most important, which would be turnaround, technology, and quality. So those are the three major parameters when I'm explaining to people how to choose a laboratory.
And usually whenever clients call in, sometimes they're in a crisis mode. So maybe you can just explain turnaround and what that might mean for a client.
Right, perfect. So what is turnaround? Turnaround is how fast am I going to be able to get those results? So some clients, they're just running routine quality control and they can take a week to get those results. But sometimes you have a train load of corn that's trying to be sent out today and you need the result right now. And so depending on that, that's how you would decide your turnaround. So depending on your urgency is how you would select your turnaround, which is very important when you're selecting a laboratory because some laboratories don't have the capacity to give you a same-day result, and maybe they only give it to you in 7 to 8 days.
Right. And so, we've kind of seen a lot of different technologies come through in the last 5 to 10 years as well. So tell me a little bit about that result and how that ties into technology.
So technology is very important because you want somebody to select the best technology for them. Maybe, as I said, that train full of corn, you just want to screen it. You want to know more or less what level of toxin you're at so you can make some general decisions. Or maybe you need to have a certificate of analysis from a accredited organization because you're actually going to be exporting that import, or the buyer or seller needs that in order to finalize that purchase. So really the technology is very important. So really there's two different levels of technology in most industries, which you have a scanning technology, or maybe we call it screening technology. And then the other way would be more of a reference level technology. So screening would be more ELISA, lateral flow, and then the reference would be HPLC with LC-MS detection or fluorescence or UV.
Gotcha. And so if I were a client and I were looking at a couple different laboratories, I clearly would want to look at quality. So what are some of the quality ideas that they should be paying attention to when they want to choose a laboratory?
Perfect. So quality is a really nice filter. And the way that you do that is first you look for ISO 17025. So once you find the parameter that you know of, and you search for laboratories that are accredited under 17025. But that doesn't mean that that particular parameter is under their scope of approval. So what you need to do is go to that organization's website, download their scope of approval for ISO 17025. Inside of that, you will be able to see the technology that they are accredited for and the particular parameter. So once you've figured out that that laboratory has a scope of approval that is accredited for you and what you're looking for, then you can have a high level of confidence that that laboratory is going to be able to perform at the level of quality that you need. So the last part of the way to evaluate quality would be through proficiency testing results.
Okay.
And so, for example, if you're looking for a specific parameter, just because I have ISO and I'm accredited, that's great. That means I'm being audited and held to a standard. But how do you know that I have good results? And the best way to do that is to ask for my proficiency testing results.
Wow, Ryan, those are some really great key factors. And as always, Trilogy is here to consult any potential customer on any type of quality or turnaround that they may need, because really building that trust in a laboratory is very important. Until next time.
Thanks.